Yo, what's up, man? It's Nick Frazier from the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. It is day 2 of the transfer portal, man. And like I told you, I'm gonna try to be here every day to let you know what's going on. Let's go, man. Day 2 of the transfer portal. Let's recap it. Let's go.
Going live.
With the coolest podcast.
The Water Cooler Talk Podcast. The coolest podcast.
In your ear.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with me here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear. As always, my name is Nick Frazier, one half of the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. And we are here, man, recapping day 2 of the transfer portal, man. So, yeah, man, it has been a interesting day in the transfer portal. Day 2 has been pretty busy. Auburn has a lot of visits that have been set, so we're just gonna recap what happened today, and then we'll go ahead and move on out, man, and try not to keep you too long. But as always, before we get started, man, follow us on Twitter or X at coolestpod23. Subscribe, like, and share this video. Hit the notification bell as well, so you know when we're posting videos and when we go live, as the as the drop says. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, and follow us on Facebook on our Facebook page at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook as well. But yeah, man, day 2 of the portal, man. Transfer portal is something else, bruh. But Auburn seems to be mining it pretty well. Auburn has a couple of visits already set up. There are a couple of guys that have entered the portal that may have some interest in Auburn, and Auburn may have some interest in them. There are a lot of guys. It's a lot of things that's going on in this portal, man. So this is going to be an interesting time over the next 21 days. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. So starting off this today of the portal, man. Zachariah Poser, former Jacksonville State safety, has set his visit for Auburn. Don't know exactly when the date will be, but he will be in Auburn, and he also has visits lined up for LSU and Florida as well. So that'll be another addition to a very talented DB room that was brought in this 25 class. Also, it'll be in addition to guys that are coming back, and Ken Lee and Jay Crawford, and Champ Anthony and Spencer Smith and Tyler Scott. You have those guys coming back as well in that room that will be looking to add some veteran leadership to it with all the young talent that is there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if he chooses Auburn. Like I stated, he does have visits lined up with LSU and Florida. So we're going to be checking that one out to see what's going on there as well. Moving on, man. The 2 running backs that we mentioned yesterday, Ahmad Hardy from ULM, who's considered to be the top-ranked running back in this transfer portal class, has a visit set up to Auburn next week as well. So we'll be checking on that to see if he commits, to see if he can add to that running back room. I think it's we looked at his stats yesterday, and seems to be a guy that I think he 1,300 yards rushing last year at ULM, and he seems to be high on a lot of teams' boards. So that's going to be something that Auburn, I believe, will probably be in a fight with another school, maybe Ole Miss. So we'll be looking at that as well. And to go along with him, UConn running back Darrell Robinson, who we mentioned yesterday, will be visiting Auburn this week. So Auburn is looking to add some running backs in the room. You'll have, of course, Damari Alston will be there. Of course, Jeremiah Cobb, as of right now, still be there. And Mr. 10,000 yards himself, Alvin Henderson, will be in that running back room as well. And you got a big departure leaving out that room in Jarquez Hunter, who's a 1,000-yard back for Auburn, one of the legends at Auburn University. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, how How many does Auburn sign? Does Auburn split it and get one and probably get 1-1? Do they get one of these guys? Do they get both of them? That'll be interesting to see as well. So we'll be on the lookout for that because, as you know, in the SEC, you got to be able to run the ball. So we'll be looking to get some running backs that can actually carry that load and take some of the punishment that comes with playing some SEC football as well. Moving along, yesterday we mentioned about Clev Lubern, Coastal Carolina linebacker edge that entered the portal. He has his visit set up for Auburn this week as well. 6'3", 245 pounds, man. That's a big guy. And he can move. Looking at his stats from this past season with Coastal, it was 44 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks. Man, that is something that can replace what we have leaving out of that edge and linebacker room as well. That'll be some veteran presence that'll go with some of those guys, with Joe Phillips, with a Jamonte Waller, with a DJ Barber, with a Robert Williams, DeMarcus Riddick type guys. He'll be able to step in and play right now with 1 year of eligibility remaining, I believe. And we'll be able to see what he does and how he affects that room and how he helps Auburn win some games. So Clev Lubern, Coastal Carolina, formerly Coastal Carolina guy, will be visiting Auburn this week as well. Looking at some of the guys that decided to leave Auburn and take their talent somewhere else, depending on whatever situation it was. Looking at some of the guys, Gage Keys has decided to transfer to Kansas, transferring back to Kansas, actually. So we wish him all the best in his endeavors of moving and going back that way to the Kansas Jayhawks. Michael Riley, news of him having a visit set up with NC State. I believe this week, if I'm not mistaken. If not this week, it's early next week. He will be making his way up to NC State to see if that will be the program that will fit best with him and what he has going forward to help him move his stock up or down, or not down, but hopefully move it up to where he's able to raise his stock and become more marketable and more appealing to on the next level. So good luck to him as well. Hank Brown, who originally was not entering the portal but did enter the portal eventually, he is going to be taking a visit to Iowa this week. Actually, he'll be in Iowa on Thursday. And I actually think that might be the best spot for Hank Brown, in my opinion. Iowa is known to have really good offensive linemen and really good run games and a really good defense. So putting him behind something like that with the accuracy that Hank Brown has, and I know that's saying a lot because if you watch the Arkansas game, he did have 3 interceptions in the game. But the game before that, the New Mexico game, I think he had a 3 touchdown game, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, Hank Brown, put him in the right situation, put him behind the right offensive line, put him behind the right scheme. I think he will flourish, and I actually believe Hank Brown could possibly be. I actually think he could possibly be a draft pick coming out of Iowa. It will set him up right. It will push him forward to where he can put the best tape out there for NFL scouts to see. So wishing him all the best. It didn't work out here at Auburn, but I believe if he does end up at Iowa, he will put some good tape out there and he will be a high round draft pick when his time comes. Shout out to Wade, man. Wade in the comments said, I think Hank will fit there too. Yeah, I agree with you there, man. He come back and said, what's good, my guy? Nothing much, Wade. Just chilling. Just recapping the portal frenzy that's going on at Auburn and around the SEC, because it's all connected some kind of way. But we here, man, and we appreciate y'all so much that are watching. And thank y'all so much for rocking with us as always. Those that are watching, hit the subscribe button. hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and share this video. We're trying to grow, we're trying to glow. We're just trying to be able to give you accurate information, and hopefully one day we'll be able to be giving it to you direct from inside the building. So it'll be dope, man. We appreciate you there, man. Follow us on Twitter at X at CoolersPod23. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. And follow us on Facebook on our Facebook page at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. All right, man. Moving along. Don't want to keep y'all too long because kind of want to get into the quarterback situation before we get up out of here. But let's move right along, man. North Carolina's offensive tackle Howard Sampson seems to have some interest in Auburn as well. And Auburn seems to have some interest in him. So he did enter the portal. So it seems that there may be some mutual interest there. So we'll be looking to see what happens in that situation. Didn't see too much more information on that, but we'll be following that moving forward. Former UCF cornerback, defensive back, Chasen Johnson will probably be visiting Auburn this week, if not beginning of next week. Adding more depth to that secondary room for this Auburn Tigers team. I mentioned it earlier, you have a lot of talent that was signed in this 25 class. You have a lot of guys that are coming back. So adding more depth will allow them to rotate guys in to keep them fresh. So that defense will be able, so the secondary cornerbacks, safeties, the secondary as a whole will be able to perform at a high level and be fresh for ending of games. So we'll be looking at that as well going forward. Moving right along, former Western Kentucky defensive lineman Dallas Walker the fourth, will be visiting Auburn on Thursday. A lot about this guy. He was initially in that, I think he's from Smyrna, Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this guy was initially in that 2019 class at Texas A&M. Transferred out, and now he's back in the portal looking to get to a P4 school, P4 level, just to put some more on tape. So pretty sure he's trying to put more on tape to where he can raise his draft stock. 6'4", 318 pounds. That is a man. That is a mountain right there. So having that type of presence there, especially with what DJ Durkin runs at 335, having that presence in the middle of the defensive line, being able to clog up space, being able to take up two gaps at a time, being able to have a presence that can push up the middle in a quarterback's face, so they don't have the opportunity to step up in the pocket and make a throw. Being able to do that, having him 6'4", 318 pounds, man, that would be great going along with the Jordan Crawfords, with the Malik Altreys, with the Blocktons, with the guys, especially with Philip Bleedy declaring for the NFL draft. The more presence that we have on that defensive line, the more beef, the bigger we are in the trenches, the stronger we are in the trenches. It makes us more dominant there for Auburn as well. So that'll be one to watch. Would not mind seeing him in an Auburn uniform next year on the Plains, because it would add depth, and I think he could possibly be a day one starter. I think he could possibly be the day one starter with a lot of those young guys still rotating in. Vontrell King, rotating in defensive linemen. We saw that this year as well. So adding more pieces, just keeping them fresh, man, keeping them loose, keeping them fresh, letting these guys know that they have a role here and that they will play if they come to Auburn. Looking at his stats, he had 46 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and an interception this past year. So I'm telling you, man, this could be a game changer for this Auburn defense if he decides to sign and kind of anchor that middle part of the defense moving forward. So we'll be watching out for him. Dallas Walker the fourth is his name. So that's what's up, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's get to wide receiver. Eric Singleton who is the top rated wide receiver in the class, has a visit to Auburn this week. And actually he'll be there tomorrow, Wednesday. Adding him on the edge with the room of a Cam Coleman, with the Malcolm Simmons, a Bryce Kane, Derek and Eric Smith, who were signed in this class, a Sam Turner, who was just signed in this 2025 class, Perry Thompson. Going out looking at those guys, especially with the Horatio Fields, who set the visit as well between the 18th and the 19th of this month. I'm not nervous, but I'm just interested to see what does the coaching staff think the role of Perry Thompson is if you're going to go out and add those guys in the room, because that does kind of take snaps away from him, because he was part of that Freeze 4 that was sold to us as the future of that wide receiver room. Cam's on the field now. Malcolm Simmons has been on the field producing. So kind of interested to see what's the role that they want for Perry Thompson moving forward. So that'll be one to look at. I'll be looking at the wide receiver room as well to see what's the actual plan there for Perry, because he is a talented guy. We'd love to see him on the field making plays in an Auburn uniform. All right, man, let's go ahead and let's get to 6'3", I believe, Wade. I believe 6'3". 6'3", he may be 6'4". I'll look that up for you real quick while we're talking. But either way, he's a big guy that can run, that can catch, and that should be able to dominate opposing defensive backs in the SEC. Yeah, 6'3". He's listed at let me get that. Let me get that for you. What he's listed at real quick here. Perry Thompson is listed 6'3", 222 pounds. So it's a big guy, man. He should be on the field. Always get your best guys, get your talent on the field. Those guys should be able to. That's a big guy. He should be able to dominate opposing DBs. They may move him to tight end. I don't know about that. I don't know if they move him to tight end. I don't think Perry would take that. I don't know. But who knows? We'll see. Coach staff knows. All right, man, let's go ahead and let's get into the hot topic that is Auburn University and this quarterback situation that is going on at Auburn. So today there was a little bit of movement on the quarterback front for Auburn. Ashton Daniels, who has been rumored to be coming to Auburn, was a quote that he put out. He said, as of right now, Auburn is the front runner. So as of right now, Auburn is the front runner for Ashton Daniels. A lot of people are not sold on him, but I wholeheartedly believe he's not the guy that Auburn is looking for to lead the team going forward. I wholeheartedly believe that. I believe he's coming in as a depth piece, because of course we all know that Hugh Freeze said he wants to carry 4 scholarship quarterbacks on this roster, and as of right now, he only has 2 in that room, with Walker White, who will be a redshirt freshman, and Deuce Knight, who will be an earlier enrollee, if I'm not mistaken, into this class. So going out getting 2 portal QBs would be ideal. So Ashton Daniels says as of right now, Auburn's the front runner. He also had a little bit more to the statement. He said Auburn has a great defense. Auburn has a lot of talent in the wide receiver room. Which tells me that I don't know what he's been told, because it seems that sounds like something that somebody that's coming in to be the starter would say. But I don't know. But it seems as if he's the guy. General consensus is he's the guy that's going to be coming in to be the backup, the depth piece for Auburn moving forward. Shout out to our guy C Hall, who checked in, man. Checking in. He said, "My God, checking in. Appreciate you, C Hall, for checking in with us, man." Just recapping day 2 of the transfer portal. Right now we're talking quarterbacks. Just talked a little bit about Ashton Daniels. there as well. Moving along, man, Jackson Arnold, who has been rumored to be moving and trending towards Mississippi State with his former offensive coordinator at Oklahoma, Jeff Lebby, who's the head coach there, has set a visit for Auburn. That's, I mean, you explore your options. You're going to explore your options. And he will actually be on campus. He'll be in Auburn on Thursday. And right after that, it came out that Mississippi State is wanting to get him on campus Friday and Saturday. Do I think Jackson Arnold ends up at Auburn? There's a chance. There's a chance. If he's entertaining, coming and taking a visit, looking to see what his options are, looking to see if this is a destination that can help him grow his profile, grow his brand, possibly, grow his stock. Why not take a look? Do I think, is there a chance he ends up at Auburn? Possibly. Do I actually think he ends up at Auburn? I don't think so. I think he ends up at Mississippi State. I think what everybody believes is, I believe he ends up at Mississippi State with Jeff Lebby, with the system that he's familiar with, because he was up underneath the system for 1 year at Oklahoma when Jeff Lebby was the offensive coordinator. So I do believe he does end up there. Will it be hard for him to say no to Auburn? Yes. When you look at the talent that is in the wide receiver room for Auburn, Perry Thompson, Malcolm Simmons, the Smith brothers that just signed, Sam Turner, Cam Coleman, Bryce Kane, and the possibility of adding Eric Singleton or Horatio Fields to that room, man, it would be hard. It would be hard for any quarterback to say no to that. Now, on the flip side of that, you also got to know who'll be blocking for you as well. So I believe that's why Auburn's going hard in the portal as well for offensive tackles, because a lot of offensive tackles have entered the portal. And it seems that a lot of them may have an interest in Auburn, or Auburn is interested in contacting them to see if they would be interested to come to Auburn to play. So that would be interesting to see. So Jackson Arnold will be at Auburn. He will be on campus on Thursday for a visit to Auburn. Seahawks said, if Perry gained weight, yes, but no. He just got to get his game right. He overpowered high school. He was a physical presence in high school. Perry Thompson was a physical presence. So yeah, man, it's all about, I think it's more of a mental thing than anything. Just the physical is there. You just got to get the mental part down, and once that happens, he'll be unstoppable. New name that entered the portal late last night, early this morning. Duke has two quarterbacks that entered the portal. Grayson Loftus and Malik Murphy. Now, a lot of people on a lot of message boards believe that Malik Murphy is a name to watch. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying Malik Murphy to Auburn. And here's the reason why. I believe Malik will have 2 or 3 years of eligibility left. There's a possibility he could, if he does sign with Auburn, or if he does decide to go to Auburn, he can have a breakout year at Auburn and then opt for the NFL draft. There's a possibility there. I don't see that happening though. The team that I think may be looking at Malik Murphy, I believe Ole Miss may be somebody that possibly would be interested in a Malik Murphy type. Just being honest with you, I think my personal opinion is I believe that's where he may fit. People may disagree with that, but I believe Lane Kiffin may shoot his shot at Malik Murphy. But I mean, if he does come to Auburn, that would be interesting, because you do have your quarterback of the future in either Walker White or Deuce Knight sitting in that room as well, waiting to compete for the starting job in 2026. 2025, I believe, is a bridge year. So we're looking for a guy that's 1 year remaining of eligibility that we can get in, have a season to where Auburn can win 8-9 games. I honestly would like to see 10 games, a 10-win team next year. But we'll see going forward with Malik Murphy. Now, within the past hour, one name that did pop up in the portal on the quarterback position is SMU's quarterback Preston Stone. I'm gonna tell you this. There's nothing. There's no national writer. There's nothing that has been put out as of right now stating that Preston Stone has interest in Auburn or Auburn has interest in him. I saw the guy. I looked at some of his tape, and this is within the past hour. And I looked at as much as I possibly could in about a 40 to 45 minute span before I came on here. And I'll tell you this, man. I honestly believe Preston Stone on this team in 2025, I think Auburn could win 8-9 games. I'm just looking at his stats. His stats from now, there are some things that concern me a little bit. But his stats from 2023, 3,197 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. The stat that bothers me is 59.9%, so right at 60% completion percentage. 2023, he had a season-ending injury. He had a broken fibula, if I'm not mistaken, that ended his season. And he was leading his team to the AAC conference championship. Kevin Jennings stepped in and took him on to the championship there for SMU. This year they moved to the ACC, and Preston Stone, it was a rough beginning of the year. Rhett Lashlee, said that Preston Stone reminded him of Fran Tarkenton. That's what he said. And then he said he had to bring it up to modern day, which is more like Johnny Manziel. So I don't know. I watched some of the tape and I look at it and I'm saying, I don't know if I would go that, but he does extend plays. He's athletic enough to extend plays. When I look at quarterback tape, I look at the feet and then I look at where they miss. He has really happy feet. Now, when he can set his feet and he can throw the deep ball, because he throws the deep ball really, really well and really, really accurately, which is why I believe he would fit well in this offense, because that's what Hugh Freeze wants to do. Hugh Freeze wants to throw the ball down the field. So I believe that Preston Stone will fit well in there because he throws a beautiful, accurate deep ball. His problem is he's very inaccurate in that medium to short range. He doesn't set his feet well. He misses high. And sometimes, and they have to be pretty, in the medium to short range, they have to be pretty much almost wide open in order for him to put the ball on them. If there's a defender on them, he kind of misses. He misses high. He may miss behind. But for this offense, what this offense wants to do with taking deep shots down the field, I wholeheartedly believe that Preston Stone would step right into this offense and thrive. I honestly believe that. Now his 2024 stats: 421 yards, 5 TDs, 1 interception, 58.8% completion percentage. He was benched at the beginning of the season per Rhett Lashlee, stating that they needed to rejuvenate the offense and give it some type of spark. A la insert Kevin Jennings, who's the starting quarterback for SMU now. Which I take that as maybe Rhett Lashlee wanted more of a dual threat quarterback running that offense. That's what I get from that statement. But Preston Stone in high school, he's from Dallas, Texas. He stayed in Dallas, Texas after getting offers from all across the country: Alabama, LSU, I think USC, I think Ohio State, he got offers from every school, led his high school to back-to-back state championships. So he's a winner. He's a gamer. He's a nice size quarterback as well, too. 6'1", I think he's about 210 pounds. 6'1" or 6'2", 210 pounds. But just go take a look at some of Preston Stone's tape from SMU. It was just reported within the past hour, maybe hour 10 minutes, that he has decided to enter the portal. But he's staying with the team. He's staying with SMU throughout their playoff run. So and like I stated, there's no national writer. There's nothing that has come from Auburn or from his camp stating that there's mutual interest there. When I saw him and I saw that he has 1 year of eligibility left, which is perfect. He comes in, wins 8-9 games here, Auburn in the year, gets Deuce Knight or Walker White ready. That's just a nice bridge to the quarterback of the future for Auburn. So I think that is somebody that Auburn could look at possibly coming in to be the quarterback for the 2025 season. Preston Stone, take a look at him, man. SMU. Let's take a look and see what got some of the guys say, man. C. Hall said at least 10 and major PO talk acceptable. I got you. So basically, we need at least 10 wins with major playoff talk is acceptable. I see where you're coming from, C. Hall. I think we need to win 10 games as well. I would love to see 10 games as well. What will Auburn do? I really do believe it depends on who's the quarterback. But what would probably have the fan base okay moving forward to see before we get to the quarterback of the future between Walker White and Deuce Knight. I think if they won 8 games, if Auburn won 8 games next year, I think that would kind of quiet down some of the people. Huggy Beard, man, he said, "What's happening, cuz? What's going on, Huggy Beard, man? Everything good?" Did he come back and say, "Man, all right, big dog, gotta go back"? Appreciate you, Huggy, man. Appreciate you, Huggy, for checking in with his boss. Seahawks said he always forcing the ball instead of just throwing muscle memory. You have to know the guy you're throwing to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he's talking about Preston Stone, man. When you look at Preston Stone's tape, when he's able to set his feet, he throws a really nice, deep, accurate ball. But when his feet are congested, when his feet get, I call it happy feet, when he start doing this in the pocket and moving around and he can't set his feet and he has to throw on the run, then it becomes a problem. That's when you start seeing the misses high, the misses behind, and then adding that to, if a defender is covered, if he's not throwing the perfect ball right where the receiver can get it, it's potential for interceptions. Now, it really depends on what Auburn does on the offensive line as well, too, on the offensive tackles. What Dylan Wade does, if Dylan Wade decides to come back, Jeremiah Wright decides to come back, and things and stuff like that. But I really believe that this guy, 1 year of eligibility left. Preston Stone has 1 year of eligibility left. 3,000-yard guy in 2023 when he was the full-time starter before he got hurt. His completion percentage is around 60%. That's a little bit low. Would like to see that more in the 65, 67 range. But 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in the year that he was a full-time starter. I would take that. With that 60% completion percentage and only 6 interceptions, and I would take that. That was in 2023. But got to get the whole story. This year he was benched for Kevin Jennings, who's now the starting quarterback for SMU. But man, Preston Stone, I think would be the guy to bridge over to the future at quarterback for Auburn football. So that's what we are, man. That's what we are in this year, this today of the transfer portal. Hold up, something came up. Seahawks said, "What you think about the Georgia Tech offensive tackle?" Let me know who you talking about, Seahawks. Let me know so I can have a name. Let me know. But that's what we are in the day 2 of the vaunted transfer portal in college football around the SEC and Auburn. Tomorrow we will be here for our regular scheduled show. here where we'll be, talking, we'll be talking some CFP stuff, talking about the CFP bracket. And of course, we got to take a look at this all SEC list that came out today. So tomorrow, me and my guy, Marcus Fitzpatrick, aka the mayor, will be here at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. It's our daily show that we do every week. Come tune in, man. And as always, before we get up out of here, man, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. Hit the notification bell. Trying to grow Glow. We're just trying to be better and trying to give you as much accurate information as we can. And hopefully one day we can be there and give it to you direct. So that'll be coming soon. I know it will. I know it'll be coming soon, man. Follow us on Twitter and X at CoolestPod23. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Water Cooler Talk, and on Facebook at The Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. So we appreciate y'all so much, man. We can't do this without y'all, man. Everybody that's watched, everybody that commented, Huggy Beard, C Hall, Wade, shout out to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here at The Water Cooler Talk Podcast. And as always, before we get up out of here, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. One love.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos and go live.